Namaste. Welcome to Buddha's teaching. First of all, I like to pay respect to the Triple Gems. I like to pay respect to the Buddha. I like to pay respect to the Dharma. And I like to pay respect to the Sangha. Hello again, everyone. It's nice to be here with you all again today, to be able to share this time with you. Hope you are doing okay. Okay, as we all know, life is like that, has its ups and has its downs. So just like I say, knock on wood, hopefully everything is okay. So today's episode, we are talking about the enemy within. Okay, and many of you, I'm pretty sure, probably have a very good idea of what I'm talking about, right? So, but before I go into this talk, I just want to mention something. As you see on the thumbnail or on the logo there, I've just published another book. Okay, the title is A New Start. Okay, so that is my new book that I just published, put out last week, and it's available on Amazon. Okay, it's in both on Kindle ebook and also on paperback form this time. Okay, and the book is pretty much similar to what I have covered in the podcast or in the YouTube videos. Okay, but it's just that the books is something that you can hold on to, you can refer to, you can go back to, and of course there are new example. There are new materials that I put into it. Okay, but it's Buddha's teaching. Okay, and hopefully you find it you know to your benefits, right? So you can go ahead and check it out. It's on Amazon.com. Okay, so here we are, today's episode, the enemy within. Okay, so what is the enemy? First of all, we have to define the word enemy, right? What is the definition of the enemy, of enemy? So enemy is something or someone that cause us problem. Okay, is someone who is cause us destruction, is someone who does not let us live in peace, and someone or something that is always that is bothering us, trying to destroy us. Okay, and take away our happiness, take away our comfort, take away our contentment in our daily life. Okay, so that's what the job of the enemy. The enemy that is out is there to disturb us. Okay, to bother us. That's what enemy is. Enemy don't let us have peace. So that is the definition of enemy. Okay, so when we talk about enemy within, so what does that mean? So what is it that cause us unhappiness, that is destroying our happiness from inside? Okay, so when we say the enemy within, it means that enemy is inside us. It's not outside. It's not somebody else. It's the enemy that is causing a problem, causing us unhappiness, causing us issue, headache, anxiety, sadness, depression, and all that. Okay, anger, worry, those are the things that cause us, make us feel, not good. So that is enemy. That is the definition of enemy right there. Okay, so we don't have to look anywhere far. um, we when we don't have peace inside, because there is enemy that is causing problem inside of us. So how is it, or what is this enemy that is disturbing us, that is disturbing our mind, right, that is disturbing our peace? Okay. um, so in another word, this enemy here that is within is, the feeling that we have that is not pleasant. Okay, that is not nice. Okay. For example, the feeling of anger, and we have, let's say we have the fight, so we don't feel good. Okay. So that is an enemy. Okay, that is causing us problem. Okay. When you have a fight, don't think that the enemy is in front of you. The enemy is within. It's the anger inside. Okay. And a lot of people say the enemy is out there, they are causing us problem, but they forget to look inside. That in our study in the Buddha's teaching, um, the Buddha always say always point inside. Okay, look within. So the enemy here is our very own unwholesome mind. Okay, the unwholesome mind that we have is our very own enemy, is the enemy within. So this enemy within here arise based on condition, of course, right? When the condition is comes together, the emotion inside of us arise, as you have learned so far, right? So when the condition are met, then the feeling and the emotion inside of us rise up, and that emotion right there, especially when it is a negative emotion, when it is an unwholesome emotion, that is the enemy right there. Okay, it's rising, it rise up inside of us. Okay, it does, the enemy inside here does not rise up outside, it rise, up inside, all of us. Okay, it's in there. You can feel it in your heart, you can feel it in your chest, and you can feel it in your on your shoulders and your neck. You feel stress, you feel the tension. Okay, you can feel it in your head, or also your entire body feel tense. Okay, you have a rising temperature and all that. um, it is because of the unwholesome mind that is rising inside. So that is the enemy within that we are talking about. Okay, so, and this enemy within here does not just rise up by itself, of course. Okay, it has its cause, and the rising emotion, the rising feeling that we have is the effect, right? So there's cause and there is effect, or or we can also say the triggers. Okay, as I often refers to before, triggers. Triggers come in. We have triggers that trigger our emotion, that triggers our memory, the triggers our feeling, and then our emotion rise up based on those triggers, based on the those cause. Okay, so um, as we have learned, we have six senses, right? We have the five sense door, of course. Okay, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongues, and the body tactile sensation. Okay, and the sense number 6, which we call the mano or the chitta. Okay, then that is sense number 6. Now, the six sense function, as we all know, so some of these are just recap. So the six sense function, as we all know, they are they are like the doors into a kingdom. Okay, um, they have no uh, they have no bias opinion whatsoever. Okay, their job is, let's say, the job of the eyes. The job of our eyes is to see. Okay, and that's all there is to it. The eye is does the seeing. Okay, the eyes does not do the hating, does not do having the jealousy, or the eyes um, having greed. The eyes do not have that. Okay, um, the eye the job of our eyes is to see, and that's all there is to it. And after the eyes see, the eye just pass the information that it see into the sense mano number 6, right? And that is where the things are happening inside the kingdom. Okay, so and that goes along the same with the other senses. Our ears, does the function of our ears is doing the hearing. And we a lot of time, because we when we don't understand, we never study Buddha's teaching. We said, oh, let's say we hear good music, so we say, oh, I'm here hearing my ears is hearing good music, let's say. Okay, but in the true reality of it is that the ears, all they do is that they hear. Okay, when the condition is right, the ear hears, right? So when the ears hear, and that's all. The ears does not have, again, opinions on the sound. Okay, whether it's a nice sound, okay, a sound of someone praising us, or sound of someone scolding at us. The ears does not have any opinion towards the sound. Okay, doesn't matter what sound it is. All it does is allowing is transporting the sound wave into our mind. Okay, into mano, into the sixth sense. Okay, and that's where things happen inside the sixth sense. So again, it applies to all our five senses. Okay, the five senses are neutral, independent um, tools. Okay, that the body has, um, to in order to for the body to experience um, life, to experience the world. The body interact with the world through these five senses. Okay, so these five senses are the of course the senses, the conduits that receive information. Okay, that have make contact with the world, receive information, and bring information into the mano, into sense number 6. Okay, chitta, sense number 6, chitta. Okay, so just want you to understand that point clearly, is that the five senses, they have no feeling, they have no emotion toward the experience that they receive, that they are in contact with. Okay, I just want to get that point clear, get that point across to you. So, but then after we see, after the eyes see, after the ears hear sound, after the nose smell some kind of odor, after the tongue taste some kind of food, or after the body, the skin touch something, okay, feel something hard, soft, um, hot, or cold, or whatever, okay. After the senses receive the information, it it send that information, very quickly into the mano, into the sense number 6. Okay, so now the sense number 6 assess this information, okay, and it compares, it access the memory, of course, to see if that experience here is a similar experience, that's experience that the mano had um, seen it before, okay. If the experience is similar to it, to before experience, to prior experience that is registered in the memory, then the mano acknowledge it and know it and recognize it, and then of course after that the mano generate this emotion, this feeling, okay. um, so it could be wholesome feeling, wholesome emotion, or unwholesome feeling, or unwholesome emotion, or neutral, equanimous feeling or emotion, either neither wholesome nor unwholesome. So the kingdom here, so again, the Buddha often compare our body to the kingdom with 5 doors, and the king is inside. The king is the one who react or respond. Okay, so the 5 doors are the guards that's outside. Their job, their function is just to carry information, and that's all. So a lot of things happens inside. Okay, so when when the information pass in, now the mano, the chitta, or the sense number 6, does the reacting or not reacting, okay, respond or not respond, okay. So this is where things is taking place, and for most of us lay people, and people who do never come across its teaching, does not know about this, okay. When there's contact, when our 5 senses have contact and have experience with the world, most of the time there are 10 feathers that arise, okay. There are 10 feathers that arise, okay, and these are the defilement, these are the attachment that keep us uh, um, um, in bondage in life, okay. So for example, so the 10 feathers, what are the 10 feathers that arise by the 5 senses? The 5 senses themselves, okay, I just want to make sure again, the 5 senses themselves do not generate this feathers, okay. They are independent. Their job is just to carry information, but when the information comes inside, okay, normally when it comes inside, the feathers arise, okay. We have attachment, there's attachment arise, there's defilement arise within, and there are 10 kinds, okay, for each senses, for each sense, okay. So the 10 feathers that can arise for the seeing, so the 10 feathers that can arise um, through hearing, and the 10 feathers that can arise through smelling, tasting, and the tactile sensation, the sense of the body. So what are those feathers? What are those the attachment, the things that arise? Okay, um, lust. Lust is one of the most often um, feathers that arise. Okay, when we see, we have lust. Okay, a lot of time, lust for another person. Okay, and even though let's say you go on your daily life, your daily activities. Okay, you walk, you jog, you run. Okay, you drive wherever, and you see a body, you see a person walking by, or you pass by and you see the figure. Okay, right away, boom, there is lust arise, you see. And so that is one of the feather. Okay, and that happens to um, most of us. Okay, lay people. As we go to the market, we go to school, wherever we go, to church, to the temple, doesn't matter. We see another figure, we see another person, there's lust arise. See, that is an attachment. Okay, and also let's say if we see an object, we see a car, we see a purse, we see money. Okay, we see jewelry, whatnot. Okay, there is desire, there's desire arise. See, that's another feather. Okay, and all of these are attachment. Okay, now that we have desire, we have craving. Okay, we have craving, we have desire, and we have craving. So that is the feather, that is the attachment that arise within mano, within chitta. Okay, um, now also let's say there, we hear something. All right, so when we hear something, and that something is unpleasant. Okay, someone call you name. Okay, someone scolded you, someone blame you or whatnot. Okay, so nowadays the feathers arise. Okay, this feather here is a dislike. Okay, um, the dislike generate anger. Okay, so that is the feather. And you see all of this, when the feathers arise, when the emotion arise, these are enemies, right? Because when this thing here arise, it disturb the mind. Okay, it make the mind jump. Okay, the mind jump there, the mind jump there, or the mind fight, the mind get angry and all that. So the the when the feathers arise, and it um, it takes away our peace. Okay, that's why we call them enemy. That the enemy within is are these feathers that arise inside of us. Okay, so now you see lust and also desire, that is um, of the same root. Okay, it has the root in greed or in desire. Okay, so lust is also has its root in desire, in greed. Okay, and also now what other feathers? Conceit. Conceit is also another feather, and conceit is, it's also based on the self I. Okay, there's I, and there's I versus you, and there's I as this, as that. It has to do with status, with the position, and also with the existing self. Okay, with the existing self I am. Okay, and so that is very near and dear to most of us. Okay, that self I is very difficult to see. Okay, unless we study what this self I is that most people refer to, we will never can never get away from the feather I. okay, from the feral conceit, because that is always there, okay, and that is the attachment that tie us down, that keep us down, because the conceit make us, the conceit I uh, make it project itself as somebody, big, as somebody, famous or whatnot, whatever it is. The self I there, when there is a self I, there is prejudice, there is discrimination, and there is you versus me. Okay, so, and because of that, when there's a self I at the root of our identification or identity, okay, most of us, of course, automatically we have wrong view. Okay, we have wrong view of true reality. Okay, so wrong view is also another factor. Okay, because of the self identification with the I, we develop a wrong view. Okay, and when we have a wrong view, of course, uh, we have biased opinion. Okay, we have opinion that is based on very own experience and things like that, and that is another factor that arise. Okay, and now another one, let's say another one is doubt is also another factor that often arise. Okay, let's when somebody says something, and you know um, about the teaching especially, okay, and instead of investigating or doing the research for self, they just brush it off, and they said no, they don't really have any faith or no trust, no belief. See, but again, the teaching always point to self uh, self exploration, to not to have a blind belief, okay, but to do our own research. But if people just brush it off, that is another factor, believe it or not, okay, that arise when, so the factor less mostly arise from by hearing. Okay, and there's factor that is attached to the like self, let's say self evaluation. Okay, that think of themselves as somebody good, somebody holy. Okay, say for example, there's some there people who think of themselves as holy guru. Okay, I'm a big teacher. Okay, so that is a factor, that is a attachment. Okay, so there's a lot that this. So another word, all of these factors here, all the 10 factors, are wrapped around the three poison. Okay, all the factors are wrapped around the three poison. The three poison are the greed or desire. Okay, and then aversion or anger and hatred. Okay, and of course ignorance. So now step back and think about this. Okay, when we experience life, let's say we experience this, let's say we, okay, but you know what I mean. When the five senses have contact with the world, okay, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongues, and the body, okay, have contact. And if you follow it closely, because this thing here happen continuously, right? The way that the body, that the five senses experience the world, uh, the experience is continuously right? And at a very, very fast speed that we cannot even understand how fast the five senses are experiencing, you know, the world, experiencing life. For example, by just you listening here, the speed of sound, you know, is the continuous sound that make the sound. That is how fast is that sound. Now seeing, how fast is seeing? It's incredible. Okay, the way the five senses experience um, life, experience the world. Okay, every single day is of enormous information that the five senses conduct and carry and send to to uh, to mano, to our chitta seamlessly, that we tend to take it for granted. Okay, because it works so flawlessly, we don't even know. Okay, it's the same as our body, the heart, lungs, you know, uh, uh, stomach, all the different organs. When they work so perfectly together, we don't know they are doing the thing. Okay, we, we we just take it for granted. But when you stop and think about it, there's it's and it's beyond imagination. It's beyond our ability to think how is this body function. It's it's unbelievable. Okay, it's beyond amazing. Okay, that you able to comprehend the words that I say, that you able to see, that to experience a different color, okay, to hear different sound and things like that. It's there's nothing more incredible than this. Okay, you don't have to look for anything that is incredible, or that this machine that we are right now here is the most incredible phenomenon ever ever exist. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I got off subject a little bit, but anyway, so now the five senses are the conduit, right? The conductor. So they send the information in. Okay, so now you see that the mano generate this all of this feeling. The chitta generate all this emotion inside. Okay, so and now we also know that this all of these in all of these attachment, all these feathers are always rising. Okay, based on the five senses experiences. So this is where we at. Okay, the teaching always point to this. The teaching points to so to be mindful of what we see. So when there is seeing, okay, so just observe the seeing. So when you, let's say again, back to the same example, you drive, you walk, you jog, you go to school or go to work. So now you see a form, you see a beautiful form, let's say. When this lust arises right away, that's where you catch it. That's where you become mindful, say, oh, okay, there's a feather inside my mind right now. Okay, this lust rising, okay, inside of me. Okay, so this is the starting point of becoming mindful of our very own mental activities. um, if we don't do this, there is no way we're gonna be able to understand this mind at all. Okay, because this mind here, it works automatically by itself. lust arise by itself. It's not there's somebody doing it or anything. It arises automatically by itself. Okay, there is nobody doing it. All right, it's an automatic thing. But fortunately for us, we can become aware of this rising emotion, of this rising feathers. Okay, within our mind. Okay, again, there is nobody doing the rising, okay, of the lust. There is nobody doing the generating the I'm gonna, let's say, there's no I that is going to, I'm going to generate anger. Okay, there is no I, but anger arises due to condition. Okay, and also, let's take it another step. Seeing, okay, um, this is that has to do with the identification. So there is seeing, okay, as you know, you see, I see, right? But seeing is just seeing. There is no I doing the seeing behind the two eyeballs, right? When your eyeballs are working, when there's object and there's light, seeing arise. Okay, you don't have to do seeing is automatically arise. See, there's no self, there's no I behind inside the head somewhere that is doing the seeing. There isn't. Okay, but there is seeing. The seeing consciousness arise based on condition. Okay, when seeing consciousness arise is because the conditions are there, right? There the working eyeballs, there's objects, and there's light. So seeing arise, seeing consciousness arise. Okay, so this is where we learn how to catch these feathers when these feathers arise. And these are the, because why is it that we learn to become mindful of these things that is happening inside? Because all of our emotional issue, our emotional problem, which is the enemy within, arise from these feathers. Okay, arise from this craving, arise from this attachment that we have. Okay, and for most of the people, ordinary people who are who walk this planet thousands and thousands of years ago, who walk this planet right now, and new generation who will come, that will come into the future, will walk this planet into the future. We all operate on the same default mind. Okay, the mind operates the same exact way. Okay, there's nothing changed when it comes to these mental activities. It's always the same. Okay, whether it's thousands of years ago, now, or thousands of years into the future, the mind, this mind will operate the same um, until there is no human. Okay, this mind will have fears, this mind will have attachment, will have greed, will have anger, because it is a built-in ingredient inside all of us. Okay, and when we are not aware of this defilement that is built in, then now you can see that the world will never have peace. Okay, because the default mode of human mind is filled with both wholesome and unwholesome. So the event in our family is the same as the events in the whole world. There will be time that is peaceful. There will be time that is at war. It's because this is how this materialistic world runs. Okay, it runs based on this very scenario. For most people who are living with the default mind without understanding how the mind works, okay, the pursuit of happiness, believe it or not, it is what it is. Our pursuit of happiness is going after the, the 10 feathers. In other words, we want to have peace, we want to be happy, but what is it that we are trying to accumulate? We are trying to accumulate the feathers. We are running, we are chasing after the very uh, elements that cause us problem. See, that is ironic. Okay, we want to have happiness, we want to have peace, okay, inside. We want to have, we want to have a good life, but the pursuit of human happiness is to create attachment. Okay, the pursuit of our happiness is we have attachment. Okay, attachment to money, we have attachment to people, we have attachment um, to fame, to status. Okay, we have attachment to many things. So this is the pursuit of happiness. So when we are chasing happiness by accumulating attachment, what do we get? We get suffering, right? Because attachment leads to suffering, and we want to have happiness, but we accumulate suffering. The problem is we are not aware that we are accumulating suffering. Okay, we going after suffering, very, from morning until night. Okay, from birth until death, we are chasing uh, after suffering as, and we misunderstand that as happiness. So again, so that's why it is so difficult for many people to see this. Okay, in one of the sutra, I believe they say, there's a guy who given a snake. When he does not understand that there's a snake, the venomous snake around his neck that can bite him and kill him at any time, he enjoys the snake. Okay, but he does not understand, he does not know that that snake that he's that he has on his neck is the very snake that can kill him. Okay, so this is what we are doing. We are running after the snake that can kill us, that can kill our very own happiness. Okay, but we just not aware of it. Okay, we're not aware of it. Um, the snake, the poison is the three poison right there. Okay, greed or desire, anger or aversion. All right, and ignorance, of course, is ignorance, moha. Okay, ignorance is based on this self I, the self identification, and with the self I, with the self identification, everything is based on wrong view. And when we have wrong view, we have attachment. And we have attachment, we have suffering. See, you see the bondage, we see now you see the samsara. What I have just described is what we call samsara. The samsara is the web of of all the attachment, the web of all the emotion that our mind generate. Okay, so there you go. That is the enemy within. The enemy within is inside the mano that keep rising from the different experiences that our five senses encounter day and night. Okay, and five senses encounter day and night. It generate fears, it generate attachment, greed, anger, and based on ignorance. And these are the fears that bring us um, misery, bring us trouble, which we misunderstand that these attachments are the source of our happiness. So there you go. Okay, this is what I like to share with y'all today. So I hope you get something out of this. And again, as I have mentioned earlier, if you have a chance, check out my book, A New Start. Okay, it's a new start for people who never, who do not know how to restart their life. Let's say they have issue, they don't know where to turn to. This is this book is a guidepost that point people in the direction to freedom from their um, from their unwholesome mind. Okay, until next time, again, I like to pay respect to the triple gems. I like to pay respect to the Buddha. I like to pay respect to the Dharma, and I like to pay respect to the Sangha. Namaste, everyone.